So the two crews in this final, Durham University on the far side of your screen there in Platinate, and Leander Club on the near side in Cerise. And they're off. And so in this final, Durham University have had to come through the semi-finals. Leander Club got a bye. I know that the girls on the left-hand side of the screen from Leander Club doubling up into the Elite Eights, where they were knocked out by Ohio State earlier on today. So they've already, both crews have done one race, and gosh, Leander there just clipped the boys. You'd have thought as the local club on this river, they'd have had a bit of practice coming off that start line. So now just drifting in towards the centre of the river. They're going to have to watch out. I suspect the umpire is doing some vicious flag waving in there. You can just about see as they come towards the end of the island. Leander Club just drifting across into Durham University's water, and Durham University now getting rather close to the booms, as you can see from the aerial shot at the top of your picture that we're getting from the drone view. Leander Club may have to move back over, but it's pretty level at this point, so it'll be interesting to see how that might impact the rest of the race. And I think Leander Club just starting to nudge out in front, but really not much at this stage. So as we come through that view there, nice side-on view from the bottom camera, and it's about a quarter of a length to the crew from Leander Club. Of course, Leander boat out of the famous Pink Palace, as it's known, at the bottom of this stretch of course, and all the way down to past the Henley Royal Regatta finish. And so they, as I say, will be very well versed in what it takes to perform well on this stretch of the Thames. So they're past us now here in the commentary point, and Leander have opened up to 3/4 of a length now over the crew from Durham University. And Durham University, silver medalists from the British University Championships in the Coxless Falls event. So they've been in this Coxless Fall for the majority of the racing summer season, and have obviously felt confident enough to enter it into this Elite Fours event. And Leander, of course, renowned for being a bit of a stepping stone and a platform for athletes to punch up into the senior squad, and they're still only 3/4 of a length as it stands ahead of Durham University. And Durham University, of course, all full-time students in this elite category, so they've done well here to get to the final.
That's what I'm doing now.
And just about holding overlap with the crew from Leander Club. But plenty to go yet. That's through the enclosures we go, with the view from the drone there in the top screen on your live stream.
So if I'm speaking, you'll just give me a nod that is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do.
And we're now into the business end of the race. So through this middle section is where both of these crews will need to hold form. And Leander, of course, after a bit of a wobbly start on the steering, are going to have to hold their line, which they've done pretty well through this middle 500 metres. And Durham there look to be just sort of creeping back and starting to press as they head towards the sprint. And I suspect both of these crews will have to watch their steering, as we've seen already earlier on in the race, which will impact how quickly they're going to be able to roll through the gears to be able to mount a sufficient challenge against one another. Thank you.
So we'll be telling them.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, as you can see from these images, there's the Leander crew making their way down to the finish line. I've just walked up the towpath, absolutely heaving with people. Brilliant, brilliant turnout here for Henley Women's Regatta 2013. And there are, goodness knows how many food outlets. They do some decent burgers, Camilla. Have you heard?
Apparently so.
She can't answer because she's just got her mouth full of burger. Right, here's Leander.
And
with what, length and a half, a bit more?
about a length and a half, and as I say, they had a bit of a blip off the start, but I think that now that they're settled, that's certainly given them the point, and there they are over the line, about a length and 3/4 possibly ahead of the Durham University crew, and credit to both these crews. They both raced in some pretty tough semi-finals this morning. Leander in the 8s, of course, those girls were doubling up from the 4 into the 8, and Durham, of course, had to go and beat the crew from the USA to get to this final.
That is our first final.